Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Purple Noon, a podcast. Today, we are doing another quick chat because we recently went on a weekend adventure in our town and everything. And we thought it would be super cool to talk about it in a short video. But of course, I'm Stephanie Conti, and I have here with me the Audrey to my Dale Cooper, Savanna Lanausse. Very
Hey
fitting,
guys.
very on theme. So essentially this weekend, Savannah and I were lucky enough and we got to go to Spooky Empire, which was really fun. So Savannah, this was my this is probably like my fifth time going to Spooky Empire, I'd say, within the past 10 years. This was your first. How
Yes,
was your first time experience going to Spooky Empire?
it was fun. I definitely was nervous going into it because I am not a huge gore or horror person in general, but it was fairly tame. Everybody was nice, and it was definitely like, especially with the Twin Peaks theme going on and that being the main event, I had a really great time.
Yeah, it was
I
a lot of
enjoyed seeing all
fun.
the vendors too. Yeah.
I thought it was really well done this year. I will say it probably was even sweeter at the fact that your ticket was ended up becoming a VIP pass because of our short film that we made.
Yeah.
We had submitted it into Spooky Empire. Although it didn't compete, it did receive an honorable mention, and they gave us a free VIP pass, which worked out perfectly because I had already gotten a VIP pass since I'm a big Twin Peaks fan as a Christmas gift from my mother. Shout out to my mom. Couldn't have afforded this without you. But yeah, so it was just awesome because we both had VIP passes. And out of the 3 days, I went every day, but Savannah and I went 2 out of the 3 days together, which was super fun.
It was fun.
So on Friday, we kind of scoped out the lay of the land, see what was offered. And it was in the the Orange County Convention Center. And
Yes.
if you've ever seen that place, that thing is a monster. That thing is huge, it's massive, and it's never ending. So I'm happy our first day was just kind of exploring because we struggled to find the entrance. I don't know where everyone else was entering through. I have no idea where that entrance existed, but we essentially got like the back end of the entrance. And
Yeah.
our first day in heels, walking around and things like that, it was rough. It was rough. Savannah has a video of me just like walking down a ramp,
Trying
just
to like scoot. Yeah.
down because my feet were killing me
Yeah.
afterwards. But it was cool because we got to see some vendors that were there set up and everything like that. I I probably looked insane because I had personally set aside some money because I knew I was going to be a baller this weekend. So I was just like, yeah, I want this. Like, I think one of the best moments was, and keep in mind, I wasn't blowing like $200 here, $200 there, like just small amounts. Like, yeah, I want this sticker. Give me this magnet. But on Friday, one of like the big things was that we found someone who sold like a ton of Resident Evil stuff. And if you know me
Oh
personally,
yeah.
I'm on a fat Resident Evil bender right now. Which by the way, I do plan on actually making like my first video game video where right now it's gonna be a while. I have about 130 hours left of video games to complete right now. I did the math, but I'm going to play all the Resident Evil games that are available on the Xbox. So all but except 2, right? All of them and play them in the sequence of their plot. So that's going to be fun.
That
So,
sounds great.
and then just kind of reviewing, seeing because you go from games like one game is made in 1998, the other, the second game, 2012. So just seeing how that jump in that timeline works and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And plus I have a break, so why not? I can make that type of video now and be reckless and play hours of video games a day and have it count towards something. But there was one person selling mad Resident Evil stuff, and I saw on the
Yeah.
floor, and Savannah was there. She could attest to this. I saw some books. I was like, how much are those books? Because I've always wanted the Resident Evil books, and I knew that they sold out online, the new versions recently. This man had the old vintage ones, right? I was like, how much? He was like, oh, I got all of them here. I even got multiple. And I'm like, how much per each? He goes, $5. I'm like, I want all of them. Give me all of them. And and keep in mind, it was like $30. Like he gave me like them for
Yeah, it wasn't
$30,
anything nuts.
which is a steal because I ended up looking up on eBay because I was like, I wonder, like, did I get a steal? No, I did, because the only person I was able to find only had 5 out of the 7 books and was charging $95 for it. So I'm very happy that, you know, went from one Resident Evil fan to another. And that was pretty much the highlight of Friday. Did you get any big things on Friday or anything like that? Like, I'm trying to remember. We didn't go to any panels or anything.
Was that the day that we got our friendship bracelets? Yes, it was, because I was wearing the bracelet.
I'm wearing it right now. I got a bracelet and I got a free bracelet. So I was like, I'm going to get this one as a gift. They were like, oh, I'm like, yeah, to her. And so we got these little bunny bracelets here because super cute and everything. So we got little friendship bracelets for funsies. And we really didn't see anyone, or we didn't do anything crazy on Friday because our big day was Sunday. That was our big day together. Saturday I ended up going with my boyfriend, and we went, and I had a goal for Saturday. Saturday's goal was to attend the Lost Boys panel with Billy Worth and Jason Patrick from the Lost Boys, and then meet Jason Patrick. Background: little old me and my cousins growing up would watch Lost Boys, repeat, drill it in, okay? And, you know, I was, you know, me and my cousin Sabrina, we were Corey Haim girls, you know, but as I started getting older, I was like, what about this lead? What about this lead? And I remember them looking at me like kids, like, no, like, he's not that good looking. He's ugly. And I'm like, no. And you know what? I watched Lost Boys recently, and I realized I was on something else back then because I was correct. I was right. You know, terrible for me. I mean, look, Corey Haim was super cute and everything like that back in the day. And it was a good crush to have in like middle school or high school watching that, right? But the crush that lasts is Jason Patrick. So Jason Patrick was there. So big moment for me. Big moment for me, guys. And so I attended the panel. And then I finally got to meet Jason Patrick, and I got autograph, and I almost did it because I was getting frustrated with I was feeling overloaded. It's a crowded place. The ATM wasn't working, all this type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I was just getting overloaded, and I didn't think I was going to do it, but I did. And I met Jason Patrick, and it was very nice. He is still hot as hell. You can fight me to that. I don't care. Like, he looks great, and I took a photo with him, and it looks great. And I think my boyfriend said the best thing that could have possibly ever be said after taking a photo, right? When we walked away, he looked at me and said, why did he look like he was going to kiss you? And keep in mind, for someone who had a crush on him, like 13, that was the best thing. I was like, no, you're lying. Not that, because obviously my boyfriend's there, I respect boundaries, but you know, like I definitely was walking away, you know, stimming, just going, and I did that a lot too with the Sunday. I did that a lot uncontrollably. But here's the photo of me and Jason Patrick.
Yay!
Awesome. It was awesome, like just so great. And I even texted my cousins, and she sent me like 5 different messages saying like, oh my God, you did it. I never imagined you did it. So it was really great to have that. And then approaches and I also had a goal of getting a Silent Hill 2 copy, and that never worked out. And I think that's for the best, because I think it would have financially ruined me. But anyways.
Oh, wait, we have to talk about your outfits.
Oh, yeah. So on Saturday, I actually dressed up because I'm ill. I dressed up as Maria from Silent Hill. And so that was like the red, like I wore like the little.
It was pretty close.
This is a pretty blurry picture, but this is the outfit that I had. So I think I did good for like creating my own costume and everything like that. And I'm not a huge cosplayer. I don't drop money like that on costumes.
Yeah.
But that was really, really like fun to do. And then the next day, when Savanna and I were reunited and we went again. And also I just, in the middle of everything after on Saturday, I ended up going to see Clerks 3 with Kevin and everything like that, because he was in Orlando and stuff like that. So that was fun too. But my boyfriend and I were barely standing on our legs the end of the day because we went the entire day without water, and we were leaning up against the wall and we were just dying. Like, we ordered a gluten-free pizza and we both looked at each other and we were like, we know this is such a bad pizza, but this is so good right now that it's like the best pizza ever made, because we were so starving too. But the next day, because attending the Twin Peaks panel and things like that, that was the Sunday. Sunday was Twin Peaks panel and meeting Kyle MacLachlan. That was the whole point. That was the whole point of even being there, getting me the ticket and things like that, right? So that's why my mom bought me the ticket, because she knows I'm a huge Twin Peaks fan. She was like, this is your one time. This is your one time to meet Kyle MacLachlan. You go meet Kyle MacLachlan, right? So we go and we attend the Twin Peaks panel, and it was really great. We got pretty good seats and everything, got to see everyone. And if you are a fan of Twin Peaks, it was a big deal. It was a big deal because that had been the most, like, I don't think they had a reunion like that since filming The Return. Yeah. So, you know, like, and also to be at a convention and essentially have like almost 90% of your main cast from a TV show is pretty good. Especially
from
with
30 years ago. Yeah.
From 30 years ago, first of all, you know, but like just seeing them all interact and everything like that, I think really makes the show even more special, because it was really nice seeing how much they all like not only cared about each other, you know, like you could definitely see like when walking away and stuff, like we saw like a lot of them hanging out together. They went to a dinner and everything like that. They posted that they went to a little Olive Garden, Buca de Beppo style, family style dinner and everything. It was really sweet. And it was super cool being able to be there with the panel. Now, I'm a diehard Twin Peaks fan, and I'd consider you a moderate Twin Peaks fan, or do you consider yourself on the scope on like, where do you fall?
Nobody's on your scope. Just like, you know, nobody is on your scope. I like Twin Peaks. I genuinely enjoyed the show, and I saw season 3 and I really, really liked it. It's very funny though, because my family knows Kyle MacLachlan from everything else but Twin Peaks.
Except Twin Peaks.
My dad knows him from Dune. My mom knows him from Desperate Housewives.
Oh, of
course. My brother knows him from Portlandia. So when I told them, they were just like, "Oh yeah, was he here for this?" And I'm like, "No, Twin Peaks." And they were like, "Okay, like whatever." But it was really fun. It was genuinely a really awesome panel to have witnessed.
Yeah. And so out of all the people, I mean, I imagine Dale Cooper because of all like the other things that he's been in and stuff like that. But was there any other characters that you were like really excited to like see in the flesh and everything like that?
I was really surprised Shelley was there, because I know she's like super popular right now with Riverdale.
Yeah.
So that was really awesome to see her come out for the convention.
Yeah, super cool. And they all seem like really nice people too.
Yeah.
Like they all seem really nice. Like the way, like even Madchen is the girl who plays, or the woman who plays Shelley.
Yes.
It was really like I was taken aback by, because once someone asked a question and it was like a very much like, "Oh, we see in you like this, what do you guys see in us?" And she just started crying. Immediately was like, and I was like, oh my God, like it was really, really nice to see how much Twin Peaks not only meant to other people like me, other nerds like us, but how much it meant to them as well, you know?
Yeah.
So it was super, super cool to be able to attend that panel. By the way, for that day, I don't have a picture of it. I don't have a full blown picture of it, but essentially I dressed up because I was like, am I going to go as Twin Peaks? No, I'm going to go as Blue Velvet. So I ended up dressing up as Isabella Rossellini from Blue Velvet. I had a Blue Velvet like nightgown, Blue Velvet robe, attempted to curl my hair, not successful as the Florida heat took it down very quickly. So I was just in a robe and in, you know, slippies and stockings and stuff like that. I was comfy. Don't get me wrong. It was great. But yeah, so I wore a whole Blue Velvet outfit. And I didn't take a photo of it, but it's okay. I still have the outfit. But the panel was super fun. We did some more shopping and things like that, you know, picked up little things here and there. You found a Muppets DVD. So that was probably your biggest ticket winner item to have. And then
I also found
this
really cool. Do you remember the pin set I bought? I bought this really cool pin set. And there's this movie from the 70s called The Warriors. Terrible movie, but it's just one of those guilty pleasures.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a pin of one of the characters from the movie. And I've never seen anything Warrior. So I was it was $25 pin set, by the way.
Yeah.
I bought it for that one little character. So
I mean, it was a cool pin set. Essentially, it was like, I think they called it like the Monsters and Heroes of New York. So you had like King Kong, the Marshmallow
Ninja Turtles,
did they have the Ghostbusters?
Yes, the Marshmallow and Ninja Turtles. And for some reason, he was like the only villain. So I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I found a really niche Warriors pin.
Very nice. I had a near blown panic attack when I found the one Gur from Invader Zim patch at a coffee shop, and I embarrassed myself, and I didn't realize how much it was until after, because when I'd found it, I just make noises. Let's just make it this clear.
Whole day is
I just went that. I just do that now. It's just my way of like, I don't know. I don't know why I do it. This was never maybe it was. I don't think it was a high school thing for me or a younger thing for me. But now it's just I go everywhere just screaming like that. I don't know why. It was
really funny. As we got closer to Kyle MacLachlan, the E's got like quieter. So she would just look at me and go,
because I didn't want Kyle MacLachlan to hear me. I didn't want him to hear me but yeah, so we ended up taking a photo together on my VIP pass, right here. It's there, you see it. I don't know.
I see it in the I see it.
This one, my VIP pass came with essentially a photo op and an autograph, right? So we did a photo op together because it counted for 2 people. So I was like, come on, let's go take a photo with him. So we first did a photo with him, and that was really fun, and that was for memories. Now for me though, I was wearing heels, so I'm about in heels 6'2", right? This photo has me looking like a WWE wrestler. I look so tall. Even when I showed my mom, she's like, you're so tall.
No.
You know, bestie, I look like there's only one way to describe me in that photo, and it's a unit. I look like a unit. I'm taller and broader than Kyle MacLachlan in that photo. And he's not a small man. He's like probably like on the higher end of average and things like that. He's like, I look tall. I'm not even going to show the image. I just look so like, I look like I'm hiding muscles there that don't exist. It's insane looking.
It's not that bad. It's really, you obviously do look tall in the photo, but it's not as bad as you're describing.
Bestie. Let's fine. We'll bring out the evidence, right?
No, you don't.
This is you and Kyle MacLachlan, right? Oh, it's on. It's super bright. Let me lower the brightness.
Wait, by the way, am I freezing?
No, you're good on my end. This is you and Kyle MacLachlan, right? That's me and Kyle MacLachlan.
Okay, but I'm also significantly shorter than you. Your average height for a woman.
I am not. I'm too tall.
You're like 5'7", right?
Yeah, 5'7", 5'8". The average is 5'4" for a woman. I gotta buy tall jeans. I'm tall. I gotta buy tall women's jeans. I'm tired of wearing high waters. I gotta buy tall jeans now. So I'm definitely on no one's ever looked at me and said, wow, you're short. Except, I don't know, maybe the one guy who I dated was like 6'7". That's probably the one time.
Okay, well, he was also very scary. So.
Yes. Great dude, but
super nice guy. Super nice guy.
But he just looks like a character straight from like an early 2000s video game.
He has
he has unrealistic human qualities.
Like he looked like Skarsgård.
Yes.
If Skarsgård was like a giant.
Yes. And so, but yeah, so that's the only person who's ever called me short. And he says, he's like, I'm only 6'5". Bro, he was ducking in through every door. Every door. You're 6'7" at best. Okay. So there's that. But it was just, I was not happy with the photo, because also the photographer was short as hell. So I'm like,
That's true.
The proportions probably look even worse due to that, right? So I was like, you know what? No, like I go get the autograph, there's another option to get a selfie. I'm like, I'm gonna do a selfie. I want to do a selfie with him, right? So, and just like a little phone selfie so I could see and stuff. So we end up going and we wait and stuff, and that's when I'm in the line, like waiting and stuff. And so I put it in a little covering right now, but I ended up bringing my nerdy Dale Cooper My Life My Tapes book for him to sign, and he signed it, and I'll show a picture of what it looks like on the inside so I don't have to like open it up again and stuff. But we were in line, we waited, and we finally met him. And what's super cool is, though, even though Savanna didn't have like the signature or like the package or anything, they were still more than happy to have her just accompany me and stuff. So it was really cool that you actually like got to shake hands with him and like be there and converse with him and things like that. So I was really happy about that, because my thing is I didn't want you to like have to wait like an hour, you know.
I mean,
like
I would have.
I know you would have, but I'm happy that they were like, nah, you could say. So that was really fun too. And it also just meant like you got to be there. You were my witness. You were my witness for everything, right? So we end up going and we meet him and stuff, and he is so sweet. So nice. Sweet. Really took the time to talk with us. And even like with the book signature, he was like, do you want this pen? Do you want this pen? I'm like, I'll take whatever's in your hand, my dude. And he was just so sweet, and it was awesome meeting him. And I did ask a question, and my question was, I'm handing him a Twin Peaks book dressed as Blue Velvet, and I ask him, how's Fallout going? Like, what kind of, no. So because he's working on the new Fallout TV show. So I asked him, and he said it's going really well. And he was like, oh, you play the game? I'm like, yeah, like knowing damn well I'm obsessed with the game. I played all of them, so it was very cool to be able to talk with him about that. And he was very kind. And then I did my selfie, and the selfie came out great. So I was just overall super happy. So let me pull up the image of the signature. So he wrote, for Stephanie, give yourself a present, which is kind of like one of the beginning of his monologues in Twin Peaks and stuff, where he's talking about giving yourself a present, like cherry pie, coffee, things like that. And he signed it Coop. So I was very happy with that. And then this was my photo with him. So it was it's so bright, my phone, but yeah, it was very nice. And I had such a great time meeting him, and I'm happy you got to be there for all of it. And then we did more shopping, and I bought like a ton of like small stuff, bought a lot of weird stuff too. But it was overall one of my things I got, it's hard to see right now, but it's a Reanimator cup. It's got water in it, so you can't see really much of it, but it's very cool.
Dude, I was crawling out of that convention center at the end of the day because I refused to buy water. Water was $4, like it was Disneyland or something.
Oh my God. Yeah. You were like, I have water in my car. And meanwhile, we both know we parked in the same area because we still couldn't figure out where the main entrance was. So it was like a half-mile walk to the entrance of the convention.
It took 30 minutes to get back to the car, and I had the most horrific migraine. When you told me about the day before, when you were like, oh, we were dead, I was like, oh, okay, like I'll be fine, like I'll bring a snack or two.
Nope.
No, it was worse than Disneyland.
Savanna goofed it because she bought a soda, and she was like, this is my plan. I got the soda. I'm going to refill it up with water and do a little sneak action, right? There's got to be water fountains. I'm saying right now, in a place like that, you have to have water fountains, especially in Florida,
I couldn't
right?
find it.
There are no water fountains. But she was like, okay, I'm going to come back and I'm just going to grab some water. Okay. So we're in the line. We're about to be Kyle MacLachlan. She's sipping on an empty cup, and she goes into a trash can.
Stop. I was so angry with myself.
You just went like, as soon as you did it, like a few seconds later, you just went like that. You just got so intense and angry at yourself.
My plan didn't work. I bamboozled once again. A fool, really.
It But look, you got water eventually, you know. And
Yeah.
also, you had every access to buy four. I think the real battle is not your battle with hydration. It's your battle to pay $4 for hydration.
I refuse. That's a scam. Only
And it
in
was
places like,
Dasani too.
yeah. No, what? No, seriously, what is this? The airport? Why are they charging $4 for a bottle of water?
No,
It's a scam.
the
It's
airport.
no, I don't like it. They're not gonna get me. And then I got so sick. I got so sick
Yeah,
over
no,
my
the other
stubbornness.
day, like the day before when Zach and I had like no water, we were not on good terms. Like I genuinely, like every time he spoke, I was so dehydrated. I was like, why? Why does he speak? Like, not because he was saying anything bad or anything, but I was just
No, yeah.
so crappy feeling from it. And
Yeah.
the only reason why I probably would have passed out if I didn't had right before we went to see Kevin and Clerks 3 and everything, we went to Starbucks, right? And I
Okay.
grabbed water and this, and I was like, you should grab water too. He's like, no, I'll grab water at the show. I'm like, you should grab water here though while we're here, right? And he was like, no, we're like super close away. And this man ordered a butter croissant from some other dimension because he never got the butter croissant. And we waited like 12 minutes for butter croissant. And it came to the point where I just looked at him. I'm like, screw it. We gotta go. We're waiting for a butter croissant. We gotta go. So poor him. He was so hungry. He was so hungry. He was like, I ordered a butter because keep in mind he works at Starbucks. He was like, it's the easiest thing to make. You literally just put it in for 10 seconds. Why did it take him so long? So he never got his butter croissant. So he was so upset about that.
Oh my gosh.
And it was one of those things where we sat down in our seat, right? And I was like, okay, we know where our seats are. Do you want to go, let's go get some food over there. They have popcorn and water. And the minute we stood up, it was just ladies and gentlemen. And the whole lights and everything went out. We couldn't see shit. So we were like, okay, maybe later. And we sat down. And by the time like we got up and everything, went to the bathroom and stuff like that, there was still like an hour left of like the whole event and everything. And they shut down all the food and water. Yeah. They were like, yeah, we got Coke, we got tap water, and we got liquor. I'm like, do you got popcorn? And they were like, no, we turned off the machine an hour ago.
What kind of service is that?
Like, keep in mind, look, PSA for any place that's hosting a Kevin Smith event, if your event says that it's going to end at 10, good luck. That thing's not ending till midnight. Peace and love to Kevin. He loves to talk. Okay. So it's 10 p.m. Everyone's like, oh, we shut down the popcorn machine. We're not serving hot dogs anymore. But there was still like 2 hours left. And I even said, I'm like, look, we're dying. We were leaning up against the wall. We were holding on to each other. I'm like, hey, if one of us goes out and grabs food, can we come back in? And they said no.
What was this, a prison? You can't come back?
Oh, I don't know. And I ended up having a tiny little gluten-free lemon bar, and we had to split it in half, like rations.
This sounds like the worst.
I felt like I was in an Irish prison, like during the movie Hunger, like, you know, it was so bad.
Did you wait? When was the last time you ate before this? Like the morning?
12.
No.
And it was hot soup. So the only thing running through me at the time was hot soup and some boba tea that I had. That was the only sustenance I had during the day. Thank God the pizza place though at Universal was still open. Because if not, like we would have crashed. Car crash. I mean, we would have been in the car and just been out, whoever was driving. Yeah, we would have.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
really
definitely at some point, I remember I was like, hey, are you okay? And Zach was like, I'm a little dizzy. I'm like, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. So we had half of a lemon bar, and then we both were sipping on Coke, just some Coca-Cola. We were passing it for energy. It was really sad. I learned my lesson. I chugged a whole bottle of water before going to Spooky Empire the next day. Because you were like, how are you not good? I'm like, I made sure I drank a full bottle. Yeah, it was. And I knew like I said, I was wearing velvet in Florida. So I had to have that water. But yeah, that
Well,
was
now we
our
know. Lesson learned.
now we
Lesson
know.
learned.
Now we know. But that was really our Spooky Empire adventure. It was really fun. We met Special Agent Dale Cooper. I met Michael from Lost Boys, and it was amazing. And yeah, it was just super fun. Super fun. And it kind of, I think it was our first like convention attending. Like, keep in mind, there was no Purple Noon booth or like special guest Purple Noon.
No.
Well, we went as Purple Noon in spirit, and we were there physically,
Yeah.
so also physically too. So it was just overall like really fun and everything, and I had such a great time. And I did see, so apparently Spooky Empire is happening again in May. There's one in May, and then one going to be another one in October. So that should be fun. A little spooky in the springtime. I think that'll be a lot of fun to do. I don't know if they're doing another film festival then. Not sure. But regardless, it was a lot of fun. And I definitely think we should go again next year.
Yep. Mm-hmm. This time I'll eat.
Is there? Yes. And bring your own water. Bring a flask of water.
Yeah.
Well, we only got a few minutes left. Is there anything else that you wanted to share, talk about before we sign off?
We are gonna start doing full movie reviews again, guys. We're gonna come back. We're really sorry.
Also, the reason why there was also such a big gap too is because I had finished some rotations. I was working at a hospital 40 hours a week for about a month. So there was no work or anything afterwards. So, or no, even just watching movies. Like I was just so tired. I would just knock out. But we're back, and we should have a pretty consistent schedule because I'm like free till January, and your schedule is kind of going back to like normalcy. So yeah, I mean, with that being said, we actually are going to be reviewing Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow as our next film. So hopefully
waited 2 years for this, guys.
Yes,
so
2
excited.
Years. Bro, it's gonna look. So this movie is gonna be something. This review is gonna be something. We know eventually when our last Tango in Paris review ends up coming through, that's gonna be a whole demon of an episode, and that demon is me just opening up and just bringing you deep into my psyche.
I know not to give that movie an 8, Stephanie.
You know not to give that movie. No, I think you should just vote. I just don't think we should do the voting at the end for that one. But thank you guys so much for listening. Hope you guys are enjoying these little tiny like videos and stuff like that here and there. Be sure to check out our short film and everything that is available on Patreon only right now. So if you do dollar tier, $5, whatever, you have access to the video because it's through a private link. That's because we're still in festival circuits and everything right now. So that's why we can't have it publicly accessible right now due to some competition rules. But yeah, there's also check out our social medias. I'm currently not active on TikTok, and it's for the best right now. But Savanna, are you still active on TikTok? Follow me on Tumblr. Follow me on Tumblr, okay?
The best place for us would probably be our Instagrams.
Yeah, we're pretty regular on Instagram now. Like I said, Tumblr, My Tango in Paris. Look me up. Don't look up my Tumblr. Don't look up my Tumblr. It's a cesspool.
Unless you just want to see a Silent Hill like love letter, don't.
essentially at this point. But yeah, so check us out there. And as always, thank you to our Patreons like Sensei David, Homeboy James. We got Danny Boy, and we also have a new Patreon member. We also have one of Savannah's friends, Ryan, I believe.
Thanks, Ryan.
So shout out to Ryan as well. And
we gotta make up a nickname for him next episode.
We will. And yeah, so also, by the way, if you also join the Patreon, do the dollar anything, the dollar alone gets you access to, we'll say your name at the end of each episode and things like that, as long as you're subscribed. So, or, subscribe to the Patreon. So thank you guys so much. And the next time we will see you guys, it'll be for our next episode where we talk about yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.